for every dollar you spend, you can get $6 back with a bathroom.
Yeah, exactly. A client said to me recently, I'm selling it, I don't want to spend any money, I want to just try and keep costs alone. And like, just pretty much said what I said to you, and then they just went all out. They want to move this to that side, this to that side, and then ended up, they spent double the amount, and when they sold it, they actually got their, money tenfold. So it was a good outreach. So, I was very, very happy with what happened, with that job.
What sort of thing stops young fellas? Is it just that mindset of going from that weekly or fortnightly wage to that not knowing if you're going to get the money, or what do you think stops people?
Yeah, I think it's just the risk factor involved. Maybe they look at all the negatives instead of the positives. I feel like, I was young, I didn't have many overheads, I was living at home and things like that. So I think that's why I took that risk. I think you just got to jump in the deep end, and if it doesn't work out, you can always go back to it. So I looked at what was the worst case scenario, and worst case scenario was I'll just go back to where I was before. I don't like thinking of what if I did this, what if I did that. I'll just rather do it and give it my all, and then, I'm sure if I gave it my all, I'd be in a good position, and that's where I am now.
So welcome to the Jim's podcast, and today we're joined by Samuel, and you're from Jim's Bathrooms and Resurfacing. You've got 2 territories, which I looked on the system. You've got a great 5-star rating as well, and I think you were in one of those news.com.au articles as well, which was good to see another young person in there besides Stephen promoting the Jim's brand, which is awesome. But first of all, Sam, what were you doing prior to Jim's Bathrooms and Resurfacing?
So I was a carpenter by trade. Did that for about 8 years. That was pretty much it. Just mainly fit out work, internal carpentry. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Now, I read your story, because the story you did was about culture and the workplace, and you obviously paid your dues there being a young fella and stuff, and it can be quite hard to work on those work sites as a young fella. So what prompted you then to do a change from carpentry for 8 years into what you're doing now?
I thought long term. I wanted to get off the tools as quick as possible and as fast as possible, and the only way I thought I could do that is by being my own boss and probably stepping aside from that, trade, just being a carpenter. Thought there was a bit too much competition in carpentry, so then I, did a bit of research, and I found that you can get your bathroom renovation license with your carpentry license, and that's exactly what I did. So,
how old are you?
Me, I'm 28 next month. That's
only young.
Yeah,
only young. So young. So there is a lot to take in. So it's great that you thought long term already as a 28-year-old. But for you, what was it about gyms then? So you had your idea, you wanted to do the bathroom side of it. Was it just something where you thought it'd be a bit easier doing it at the Jim's brand, or why was it Jim's?
Yeah, so Stephen's actually a good friend of mine. I obviously kept in, contact with him regarding like my next steps in life and what I want to do. I've started my own business, told him I wanted to get into bathroom renovations. And then he actually said to me, oh, look, I'm in the process of doing this, starting this up, once it's up and running, I'll let you know. And then that's how I just got into it, literally just was the first franchisee. And so I've been here since day one, seen it grow, seen it, through the ups and downs. And it's finally, got a snowball effect now. It's got a lot of momentum behind it, and it's exciting times ahead.
There you go. So you were the first franchisee in the division.
The first. Yeah, that's right.
And it's a good sign, because I don't think your mate, unless they were really confident it's going to work, was going to tell you to do it or not, right? So Stephen obviously was an electrical franchisee and did the division, so he obviously had to make it work if his mate's coming in to do it. So
yeah, he had no choice.
Yeah. So what's it been about with you? So you've been the first franchisee there. How have you seen this division develop over the couple of years?
Oh, yeah, just from when I started, back in, I think it was February last year, I was the first one, and then we're on 20 plus franchisees across the country now. So not only the fact that we've grown with franchise numbers, but just our social awareness, our leads that come through now. The quality of leads are a lot better since when it first started. Essentially things like that. You see us more around, we're on TV, we're on news.com now, Daily Mail, and just the awareness around us. We're making a bit more noise than we were last year.
You guys have done a great job. And I was going to say as well, then what's the feedback from customers been like? Because I think, tradies can be hard to find, a good one can be hard to find. And I think with gyms, you just have, customers have that extra reassurance. But what's their feedback been like in regards to using you guys?
Yeah, they're obviously surprised, like, Gyms does everything, as you'd know. They're very happy. Gyms, it's more of a trusted brand. They feel a bit more comfortable because, Gyms probably washed their dog or did their fencing or, hung their TV with antennas or anything like that. So the fact that they can keep that feel of, in-house, it's always beneficial for the client.
I also want to point out as well, I think people don't know this enough, is the Gyms Group Work Guarantee, which comes with all Gyms jobs as well. Is that something that you promote to clients much, or that they know about? Or?
Yeah, of course. I always let them know that, God forbid something was happened to me or whatever, or, if things go wrong, you're always covered by, Gyms Warranty Fund, and it's 7 years, and, you've got that. I'm just not a random one-man band that can disappear and good luck getting your money or good luck getting your job done. You're backed by Gyms, it's an extra selling point in my eyes. So
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's something we're trying to promote more now because I don't think customers know about it enough. Compared to competitors, I just think no other brand, even high paid as Airtask, can compete with the unlimited guarantee that we have. I think it's quite an important thing for customers to know, especially things like waterproofing and stuff like that as well. You don't have that backing and support. It can be quite daunting. I was going to say as well, with your business being the first franchisee, how have you grown in it? So you only started at 28, but I presume you're at 30 now. You're really young still.
Yeah. I'm pretty out next month, so I'm
Next month.
next month, Christmas Eve. So yeah, but yeah, just when I first started, the jobs would be in dribs and drabs. I'd lock up one here, wait another month, might lock up another one. But now it's more consistent. Especially this time of the year, you get that Christmas rush. I've locked in about 3 or 4 for next January to start the year, which is always
Really?
we've got and wrapped up another 2 or 3 for just wrapped up 2 or 3 and locked in another 2 just to finish by Christmas. So I just started one today and starting another one on Wednesday. And then I've got, my 3 or 4 starting next year. So just the consistency is a lot better now. My confidence and the way I promote myself and, back myself with my jobs or, if any problems come up, I've seen it and, been there, done that, compared to how it was last year.
Now, in your role as a franchisee, do you want to just describe for people looking at maybe doing what you're doing? Like, is there more of an organization role? Or how do you run everything?
Yeah, so like I said, my aim was to get off the tools as quick as possible. But I am a carpenter by trade, so I do, all my accessories or my niches or reframing walls and things like that. But mainly my role is just PMing, being the builder. So I'll go, quote the job, hopefully win the job, start organizing my trade, liaise with the clients of what needs to be done and what they want to do. And that's pretty much it. And then I just get the ball rolling, make sure all my trades are there on time every single day. Yeah, that's it. Pretty much get their job schedule done and make sure it's delivered on time.
And have you enjoyed being off the tools?
Yeah, I love it. It's so much better. Different stress, you put more strain on your brain than your back, I guess. But it's either through your body or through your mind. So at the moment, I'm doing my mind now. So yeah, it's got its pros and cons.
That's a good point. And what's the best thing about being off the tools then for you? Is it just being off not on the body, or is it just a different challenge for you, or what's the best?
Different talent. You can explore skills. I was rubbish at finance. I'm still a bit bad now, but seeing the back end of things, seeing what goes on behind the scenes, knowing your business doesn't sleep, I guess you always got to be aware and always got to focus on the next step. When I was employed, I'll do my 7 to 3 and that's it. I don't only have to worry about work again at 7 a.m. the next day. When you're your own boss, you got to make sure the day's good, the customer's happy, you know what you're doing next, the next day, the next week, the next month. You got to always, keep those factors in. Always got to be ready, always got to be aware of what's going on.
It is a big shift, and I think some people take to it really well and some don't. So how have you found that extra, I wouldn't say it's pressure, but let's say responsibility?
Yeah, it came at a shock at first. It was a bit overwhelming, especially with your finances. You get all this money and you have your meeting with the accountant after a year, then you get hit with, tax bill, bill, yeah, and then you start, I was expecting to start something to make, my money, but that's the thing. That's what you've got to learn. I think my skill set was pretty down pat. I was comfortable with that. It was just, the finance side and, my selling side and my communication with the client as a business owner, not just as an employee. That's something that I really have to learn, and slowly getting there and where I want to be. There's a lot of room for improvement, but I'm very happy with, my progression over the year.
And how did you learn in those areas? Was it something where you just reached out and got a good accountant, or how did you educate yourself?
So Stephen, my, the franchisor, really helped me with that. Just always a phone call away. Whenever I needed any advice or what I needed to do, he'd always, help me. He was very proactive with what I needed to do. Yeah, you learn from your mistakes, as they say. You lose money here, you don't want to lose it again there. So you learn from that, and accountant as well. And you just ask around. But I'll say A, my mistakes, and B, my franchisor, Stephen. So they'll definitely the two that help me the most.
And how many sort of people do you have on calls? Is it just do you have just a bunch of trades you go to all the time, or do you have any staff that are with you or contract? How do you sort of work with that sort of stuff?
No staff, not just yet. Hopefully, one day in the future I will, but just all contractors. I've got, a team from my demo team all the way to my cleaner. So everyone in between: plumber, electrician, demo team, waterproofer, tilers, caulker, glazer, cleaner, like I said, painter. Yeah, just everyone. And that's it. That's my team, 10 to 12 trades each job. And I try and organize them to be on time and do a good job each time.
Now, how much easier is it just using you guys rather than doing it yourself? Because obviously there's a lot of renovation shows all the time and they try and cut it in a way that it make it looks fun and simple and stuff. But what's the reality of maybe not using an expert like yourself and maybe someone doing it themselves? What are things can go wrong, and what have you heard of going wrong?
We can see the problem sometimes before it happens. That's one thing. And I just like leaving it to the professionals. We've been doing this for many, many years, and we know what should be done, what shouldn't be done, what you can do and what you can't do, and things like that. So that's just the main reason why if your trade, it's your profession. I wouldn't get, an accountant to, start doing my plumbing or something like that. So why would you get a household owner just to do your own bathroom renovation? Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and I think from an accountability point of view, knowing that you're a chippy, for example, they can't cut corners or take advantage of you. Whereas if it's a homeowner dealing with the person, like as you said, how would they know what's good work or not, or what's an issue? So that's can be a big issue with that sort of stuff. Now let's talk about the services you provide. Obviously, so bathroom renovations, but do you want to talk about some of the jobs that you have done and maybe some things that people might not know that you guys can do?
Yeah, pretty much anything involving your bathroom. I myself don't do resurfacing personally, but we do have a resurfacer down at Wollongong that I get on board sometimes as well. If you want to maybe not spend that, extravagant amount on a bathroom, or you have an investment property that you want to give it a quick facelift before you sell or someone move into. So sometimes we resurface your tiles, your bathtub, and then maybe change the accessories. But pretty much my bread and butter is my resurfacing, and that's what I always try to promote and push.
And what about the reno side, sort of time frames? I know it's could be a very hard question to answer, but like, what's the sort of, someone, wants a quote, want to redo my bathroom? Do you want to talk about the process and sort of time frames?
So I go in, I get my lead, pretty much try and call them within the 5 minutes, book it in as soon as I can to go see the job. I usually send my quote within, the day or two. And then,
I'll just stop you there because getting a quote from someone can be bloody hard. And it might sound like in gyms, obviously we have a complaint system built if you don't do it, but I hear a lot of stories from people that don't use gyms, and just getting a quote from someone can be hard these days.
Like I said, I just try and get it as soon as possible. You don't want to have other quotes coming in from other people or them thinking about other things. But if you get your quote in fast, it shows you really want the job. And if you're getting that part in, doing the job, it will be the easy part. That's what you really want to do. So I get my job. You need about 2 weeks maybe for your material to come in and book your trades in, because everyone is busy. And then from there, from the day I demo to the day I finish, about 3 to 4 weeks, give or take.
So it's pretty quick then. Like it can be done, a month. You can pretty much have best case scenario. I guess your whole thing done, really, couldn't you?
Yeah. So I'm starting a job today, and I'm going to have it wrapped up a week or two before Christmas. Anyway, a real Christmas break. So yeah, like I said, you can get it within a month. 3 to 4 weeks.
Now with bathroom renovation and stuff, like how do you go through with what the client wants? Is there something where you have a bunch of suggestions, or they give you the suggestions and you come back to them with a plan, or how do you sort of do it all?
Yeah, I like to give them the free rein of that, ask them what they want and, what they're looking for, what styles they want. If they just say, I have no clue whatsoever, I show them my portfolio of the work I've done. We have a good social media page with a lot of, ideas. And these days there's all these other options, Pinterest and Instagram and all these other interior design pages. So there's a lot of ways to, get inspiration for your work. So I like showing them what I can do and what I've done, because I'm pretty proud of the work I've done. And yeah, that's really it. Just whatever they want to do, and I can just give them suggestions.
And what are the trends at the moment?
Probably, that Mediterranean, that Greek style look, the exposed, the beiges, the neutral colors, things like that. Yeah, I think that's what's really pumping at the moment.
And how popular are the services? Because it's one of those things I reckon where people want to sell a house or renovate. The bathroom's always going to be a focus area. I think it's a focus for any area for a lot of people. So, just how popular is everything at the moment with you guys?
Yeah, it's very important. Yeah, you always want to stay on trend. You don't want to, spend all this money on something that's going to be outdated in a year's time, or that was never, on trend, especially if you're selling it. It's, I think, about 65 to 75% of your household, the price of it, the value of it comes from the kitchen and the bathroom. So
really?
Yeah.
Can you repeat that again? Because that's what I was trying to get at. My question was really poorly worded, but you gave me a beautiful answer there.
Yeah.
That's why, just repeat that again for people so we can clip that up.
Yeah, so it's about 65 to 75%. Of your household value comes from your kitchen and your bathroom. So it's crucial, yeah. It's crucial. So the money you spend into return of investment, I think there was another fact that I heard. It's about every dollar you spend, you get about $6 back on your bathroom or something like that. Yeah. There's a few numbers that have been, thrown around, but I think it's, something like that.
That's amazing. That's an amazing figure.
Yeah.
That's what you advertise and should be your division. But it's a great thing you say, because I think that people think, a lot of the time people maybe have that assumption, whereas I don't want to spend money on renovation. I'm not going to get it added back in the, the value of when we sell or whatever. But as you said, then it's showing for every dollar you spend, you can get $6 back with the bathroom.
Yeah, exactly. A client said to me recently, I'm selling it. I don't want to spend any money. I want to just try and keep costs at low. And just pretty much said what I said to you, and then they just went all out. They want to move this to that side, this to that side, and then ended up they spent double the amount, and when they sold it, they actually got their, money tenfold. So it was a good outcome.
Really?
So, yeah, I was very, very happy with what happened. Yeah, with that job.
That's awesome. So, yeah, I love hearing that because I wouldn't have known that. I think something that people generally don't know the impact that the bathroom or a kitchen could make, and they sort of put it off because they don't want to spend any money because they're not going to get it in the sales price. But as you said, that's completely wrong.
Yeah.
So small spaces. So if you get a small bathroom, what can people do with a small bathroom? So, people want to maximize space and they might not know what the options are available. So maybe just talk through if someone's got a small bathroom, what are some things they should consider doing?
What I like to do, if there's a small bathroom, maybe keep everything on the one side. So have your toilet on one side, your vanity on the one side, and then your shower screen panel. Don't put a closed shower screen. Maybe just keep it one panel, keep it frameless, keep it clear. Good lighting is very important, and maybe a big mirror just so you can reflect, it doesn't feel too small. Yeah, that's pretty much what you need to do. Maybe not too dark your colors as well.
Not too darker colors.
Yeah, that's what I like. Yeah, I like a nice, bright, neutral colored bathroom, and with good lighting, with good, mirrors and things like that. You can get away, a bit of space.
And what about fixtures? Is there any sort of trends with fixtures, or is it all the same?
Yeah. I think, you get some towel hooks inside your shower area if you don't have to leave your shower. Heated towel rails are in. There's some smart toilets now out there. So
I was going to say that you were smart toilets. So I've just got back from Japan, and it makes sense using all those things. So smart toilets, and I run through those. Have you done a few of those?
Yeah, they're a bit tricky to do. You got to get it spot on, but they do everything. They're a bit of a personal assistant when you're on the toilet. So yeah, it's something that you got to get used to. The bidet and the wash and the blow dry of the pool. Yeah, it's interesting, but some people love it, and I think that's going to be a big thing later on. I think once it gets more known.
I think it will be, but what are the costs on a smart toilet? Because I think it's something that if you go to Japan or something, you come back here, you go, gee whiz, you look at your toilet and go, this sucks. So how much? Let's say the ones that you've done, like what sort of price range are those things?
Yeah, look, some cost $2,000, $3,000, some cost even 5 or 6. It just, depends on the manufacturer and the product, where it's from, if it's from overseas or from Australia or whatever. So yeah, and installation as well, it is a bit extra because, you need to get everything right, and, you got electricity going to it, plumber. It's different. It's a glorified toilet at the end of the day. So now, at a cost.
True. With permits or anything, so if someone engages you guys, do they need to get any special permits, or do you need to get any permits for them, or how does that sort of work on that point of view?
Depends, if it's in a building, in a unit building or unit complex, you need charter approval, permits, or licenses. For us, we're all licensed, all insured, all police checked, all my trades are. Any job over, $20,000, you need homeowners. So just things like that, there's a few, make sure your license always.
So when you say the homeowners side of it, do you organise that, or how does that sort of work for the customer?
Yeah, homeowners. Yeah, it's we organise it for the customer, and then whatever that cost was, that we on charge it to them.
Yep. And what does that cover the homeowners?
Touch wood, if something happens, if I was to walk off or shut shop, or there's a bit of miscommunication, and she hits the fan, they're covered essentially. So, or if they don't want to pay me as well, you can take it through insurance or things like that. So. It just covers everyone at the end of the day.
And what about water and energy saving? Obviously, a lot of more people are more energy conscious in their homes. Is there a way you can design it, or is there any sort of special things around water saving or energy efficiency with bathrooms for people to consider?
Yeah, there's water savers in your shower heads, in your taps. You can use those so that the water pressure's not too much and not too much water, leaves at once. And your water ratings in your toilet, you just make sure you get, the right products. And energy savers, LEDs, a good way to maybe save. You don't always have to put your lights on. You can just use LEDs in your niche. They last about, I think, 3,000 hours. So it's pretty good. Yeah, there's a lot of ways you can, save on energy, save on water, and cut costs essentially on your bills, which is important at this day and age.
Absolutely. I think it's amazing. I see the bathroom innovation, things that you guys do. I think it's quite amazing what you guys can achieve, for some of the bathroom transformations I've seen. And it's something where, do you guys, I presume you get this customer a lot from, do you use like Jim's Pay Plan, or do you have like payment options available for people, or how does it work?
Yeah, I've done a few. There's Jim's Pay Plan. So there's, a few of my clients now have, offered to do that. You can use it in many ways. You can, use it for your whole bathroom, or if they want to have a certain amount ready for the bathroom, they can just use that to, get a loan for their, their loan for their PC items. So maybe they want to spend 5 or 6 grand, they can use that to pay it off over a year or 4 months, 8 months, whatever they want to do. So there's many ways you can use it. Sometimes you don't know if you loan it the whole amount. You can maybe pay plan 10 and spend 10, or do whatever you want essentially. So it comes in.
And I understand it varies in different bathrooms. What's sort of the average bathroom cost for, let's say, a renovation or for that you're finding? What's sort of the range that people can get?
You're looking at, around that 20,000 for, labor side and maybe 5 grand on materials. So around 2025, they range. It depends on what you want, but you're always looking at the client looking at spending 25,000 in total. Yeah.
But for every dollar they spend, they can get 6 back. That's all.
There you go. So that's with a reminder. Let me know how it goes. Yeah.
Spend 25, get 125 back, 100 grand back at least. Yeah, it's not that's the way to
Not a
go.
bad return.
Not a bad return. I love hearing that fact. That's what you guys should market with this with that figure there. And do you do anything else besides bathrooms? I should have asked. Are you sticking with bathrooms for now, or?
Yeah, I like sticking with bathrooms. Obviously, if the client needs, something else done around the house, obviously willing to help out and see what I can do. But yeah, I just like to stick to one thing and, get great at that. And bathrooms is what I'm doing now, and I want to stick with that.
How have you found the income side of the business for yourself?
Yeah, at the start, it's always a bit hard, going from a wage each week to, you seeing all this money come in and then it goes out just as quick. Having to pay trades and, it's tricky, and pay this license and that insurance. It is hard, but now thankfully I'm at that stage where the cash flow is much better, and, I know how to price my jobs better and make sure I get a good profit, and I know my expenses better now, and, things like that really help out. Yeah.
Are you earning more now than what you were before?
Yeah. Now I can finally say that. Yeah. Yeah. If I wasn't by now, I'd be a bit worried, but now thankfully, yeah, it's going all right.
That's good. But that's good to point that out to people, that you've got to get that stuff, from day one. You've got to, that can be quite challenging if you're coming from employment to that. It can be quite a scary shift as well. And I was going to say then, for you, how's the support? You mentioned the support from Steve's been really good, but, how are you finding being a part of a franchise? Because there can be quite a lot of incorrect information about franchises out there that Jim will take 50% of your money and all that sort of stuff. So how have you found being a part of the Jim's family?
Yeah, honestly, Jim's family has been great. I can give credit to Steve, the franchisor. The boys he's picked, they're great. It's like a little family. Everyone's a phone call away. We have regular catch ups on Zoom. We have end of year, drinks and dinners and lunches. So yeah, it's a small little family. Everyone's a phone call away. There's a lot of experience in that group. If I'm ever short on ideas or suggestions, there's a lot of franchisees I can call up that that can give me advice. It's really good. And yeah, Jim's don't take any money or percentage out of the jobs. I know there's that myth going around, but yeah, you just say your lead fees, your advertising fees and things like that. But that's it. Yeah, nothing to do with the job.
How's your conversion rate for leads going? What would you say your percentage of conversion is?
Oh, probably, maybe that 40, 50, 60%, just depends. 1 month could be 60, 1 month could be 20. So, it just depends. It honestly just depends. And by the time, you quote the job and, they speak with their partner or whatever, or they get their finance, it could be another month or two to you start. And, that's in the next month. It just honestly depends. Yeah. Yeah. It's a high ticket item. So yeah, it just honestly depends. I couldn't really give you an exact figure, but it just ranges each month to month. So.
But if you are someone listening to this and you want to sell it to your partner, just tell them $1, $6 return. So it'd be stupid not to do it.
Yeah, that's the shady for it.
I was going to say though as well, you're only 28. So what's your plan for your business? You mentioned you want to put a staff on. How are you planning to grow? Because you've got 2 territories I can see in the system here. So what are you planning to do with your, let's say, business over the next couple of years?
I definitely just make sure I get those, that big number each month, 4, 5, 6, 7 bathrooms. I told Steve when I first started, I want to be that busy. I want to, vomit on the job and just keep going and, not know what I can do with all the, all the work I have. But, hopefully eventually get, a few PMs running around, but I can just really stick to that selling aspect and growing the business and, keeping them boys busy and maybe putting on, staff full time, a plumber full time or a, electrician full time and keeping them busy. So a lot of opportunity in a job like this and in a market like this. So yeah, we'll just see what the future holds.
And what about customer service standards? Like you mentioned some things before, but what do you think's different about your customer service standards, maybe let's say compared to some independent operators out there that you know of?
Maybe get my conversion rate even higher and, going to the job knowing I've got more of a chance of, locking it in than losing it. Yeah, just being able to close the deal maybe there and then, or just you can always improve. There's always room to grow. So I just, I want to be great at, delivering bathrooms and the construction side, and also want to be great at, my sales as well, which is, majority of what the business, that's how you make your money, by selling.
And what do you want customers to know about your service standards compared to, let's say, other people? So, for example, they get a quote from you compared to others. Why, in your opinion, should they choose Jim's Bathrooms and Resurfacing? Can you sort of condense it for people?
I just want to make sure that, they're trusted and they know they're going to get their job delivered on time, on budget, no hidden costs and no surprises. Make sure we're always punctual, always on time, happy to be there. It's not, a punishment. Just, it's an experience, for everyone. I want it to be a bit of an experience as well.
What do you mean by it's not a punishment? That's interesting.
I think I don't want it to be like a job. I want to make sure, my especially my team, I want to make sure they enjoy doing my work. And, when I call, they answer and they know they're going to do the job, they get paid on time. And it's just a smooth transition, which it's the standard I've, started from day one. If they look after me, I look after them. And, I'm happy to pay, a bit of a premium rate for, premium work and make sure they're always happy and they answer my calls when I need them. And, if I have to, get them back after hours, they're happy to do that or, shuffle things around. And I just want to make sure the clients know they're, take hands and, I'm always willing, to help them out where they need to be. And that's pretty much it. Yeah.
How have you found the lifestyle of the business?
Yeah. I think like you work-life balance.
Yeah. How have you found it? Yeah.
Yeah. It's good. It was a bit of a shock at first. I was, back when I was working full-time, it's like, if you're not on site hustling all day, you're not making money. So that part is what I have to get used to. Some days I'm a bit quieter, but I just, I can spend time quoting or, spend time just, calling up customers and following up or, if my waterproof is out, I don't have to be there at that time, things like that. So work-life balance is good. It's very important. You're able to see, your family more. I've got 2 beautiful nephews, so I like to spend some time with them when I'm a bit quiet or, around the area and things like that. Yeah, just a bit of flexibility. It's very important,
And is there enough room in the division for more franchisees?
Oh, yeah, there's always room to grow. How many households are there? How many people are there looking to renovate? So, I think eventually Jim's Bathrooms will be a household name. They know when they need their bathroom done, they should call Jim's and, just like mowing or we want to get to that stage,
I was going to say, yeah, because you guys have been in Space Invaders and stuff. You did a lot of stuff with with tiling, with a whole bunch of other things. I remember. Was that you who did the show? Did you?
Yeah, that was me, yeah. So,
how was that experience?
Yeah, it was a good experience to see how it is behind camera. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. It was a good experience. It's hard work. It's pretty full on. You only got 2-3 days to pretty much flip the house around. So yeah, it was a good experience. Yeah, yeah.
No, we appreciate you helping out because it was always the last minute bloody request from the Space Invaders producer, and you guys were always great to help out. No, never said no, which was quite amazing with like a day notice and stuff like that, which is unfortunately all they gave us, but we appreciate that as well. And it was good for the brand. I think that show comes out February. So it'll be out February as well, which is always a good booster for the division. I was going to say as well, then who suits being a franchisee in the division? What type of person? Because you guys obviously got a really good crew. I've met a few of your franchisees and you guys all seem like really good fellas. So what sort of person is suited to do what you're doing? What characteristics?
Yeah. Hardworking, good, honest people that are licensed. So, yeah. There's no cowboys here. So, yeah, that's very important. Like I said, what Stephen has built is a very a trustworthy brand and a trustworthy team. So, when you call, you're going to get looked after. So, as long as you're good, honest, good work ethic, good personality, and, you're willing to do the job, right and do right by people and you're licensed, you got no problem. You're always welcome.
And would you recommend what you've done? Would you recommend it?
Absolutely, in a heartbeat there. Especially now how it's, it's going to become a powerhouse, this division. I can just see it already. Yeah, the way we're growing and, what Stephen's doing, he wears his heart on his sleeve. So he's doing a great job and there's so much, room to grow. It's going to be unbelievable. It's what we've come in 2 years. It's scary to think what we're going to be in another 2 years and another 5 years and another 10 years. So yeah, it's going to be a good ride. I'm very excited for it.
And what do you think stops young blokes not having a crack like you're doing this? Because I think, a lot of blokes might have been in your position. They're chippies on working for a business and they're looking for an exit or something like that, but they don't do anything. Then they get to 40 and then they're sort of stuck and they wish they did something a while ago. So what sort of thing stops young fellas? Is it just that mindset of going from that weekly or fortnightly wage to that not knowing if you're going to get it the money, or what do you think stops people?
Yeah, I think it's just the risk factor involved. Maybe they look at all the negatives instead of the positives. I feel like, I was young. I didn't have many overheads. I was living at home and things like that. So I think that's why I took that risk. But I think you just got to jump in the deep end. And if it doesn't work out, you can always go back to it. So I looked at what was the worst case scenario, and worst case scenario was I'll just go back to where I was before. So I don't like thinking of what if I did this, what if I did that. I'll just rather do it and give it my all. And then, I'm sure if I gave it my all, I'll be in a good position. And that's where I am now.
And what did your family think about what you're doing?
Yeah, they're very happy, very proud of me doing what I'm doing. Yeah, it's a good thing being your own boss, being able to provide for yourself and, fend for yourself. It's a good feeling, and it's very, very rewarding putting in all that effort. And, I still get that kick, that bit of euphoria each time I lock in a job. It's just, I give myself a little pat on the back and a fist pump, and I'm ready to do it again. I'll do it 1,000 times if I could. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, it's such a good feeling.
Great to hear. Well, thanks, David. Thank you very much for your time today after hours. We appreciate it. And it's great to hear a young person like yourself doing so well in the division. We thank you as well for helping us out at the Space Invaders show and doing a great job as a young man in the division. We need more of you doing it. So thank you very much for your time today. We appreciate it.
No, Joel, thanks a lot, mate.
Thank you for listening to the episode of the Gyms podcast. If you want to learn more about the Gyms Group, head to gyms.net or call us on 131 546 Australia or 0800 454 654 New Zealand. And if you did like the episode as well, please make sure you leave a review or a comment or a thumbs up or a comment on the video as well. We appreciate your support. And until next episode, we hope you have a great week.